Good morning. Is this thing on? It's not.
It's not turning on. Do I have to like hold the button or something?
The light says it's on. The light is green. Hello?
Getting off to an absolutely fantastic start today. Let's go. We light our community candle as a symbol of the light and the warmth of this community, and of the light and warmth in every one of us here. All of us, as humans, carry the power to light up each other's lives, even a little. May this candle remind us of that. And may we, all of us, endeavor to bring that light to everybody. All sizes, all ages, all colors, all cultures, all genders, all sexualities, all abilities, all learning styles and neurotypes, all religions, or none, all people.
We're ready whenever.
And on this path, my eyes and ears are open wide. And on this path, my arms and soul are open wide. And on this path, my caring heart is open wide, open wide, open wide. Open wide, my heart is open wide. And on this path, my eyes and ears are open wide. And on this path, my mind and soul are open wide. And on this path, my caring heart is open wide, open wide, open wide, open wide. My heart is open wide.
Good morning. Two little things before I talk about being treaty people. One is if you have a baby photo of yourself, you could put it on that table back there right now, or you could keep it with you and put it there at the end. The other thing is I have 130 toys. So I'm going to send this basket around. We're talking a bit about play today. Don't worry, it'll be fine. So you need 2 toys, and then we can keep sending the basket around until all the toys are gone. So take 2 toys, ones that you really like, not ones that you think you should take. All right. Take 2 toys. Okay. And take your time, because you can play with them the whole service, so there's no rush to choose. Take 2. So, for the time that here at SSUC we set aside for acknowledging the land and remembering that we're all treaty people in the agreement called Treaty 6, I wanted to tell you about the Maskwacis powwow, or powwows in general. I wanted to tell you, you can go to a powwow. That's a thing you can do. I'm from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, so I'm like What do you mean you haven't been to a powwow? Of course, you have already been to many powwows. So if you never have, you ought to go. The Musquechies one is a close by one, and it's on August 8, 9, 10. I went last year. I think I'll go again. And so I was thinking about how, like, when you travel to other countries, you know, you learn how to say hello and thank you in the local language. You go do a cultural thing. Well, here you are on Treaty 6 in Nehea, like on Cree land. Maybe the same thing. Go do a cultural thing. And so there you have it. So you know, you can go to powwows, and I recommend it. All right, now we have a time for all ages. So if you are a kid and you want to come to the carpet, or if you're young or young at heart, you can scramble over here, and we'll read a story. Yay.
All right, yay, welcome. So you don't have to be little to come sit up here. You might want the best view. Today we are going to read a book all about the joy in you. Yay, aren't you special and aren't you magical? So the very first instruction from this book, cuddle in close and listen ever so carefully. So maybe you'll put your arm around the person you're sitting next to, maybe you'll hold their hand, maybe you'll cuddle in close to hear this story. In this wonderful world, you can do anything. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, whatever you want to try, always know you can. You can sing. If you love to sing, sing. Shout at the top of your lungs. You can dance. If you love to dance, dance. Let the music move your body and find your very own rhythm. You can paint. If you love to paint, paint. Go wild with color. Only you see the world in the special way you do. You can share, you can care, you can create, you can learn, you can wonder, you can wander. If you want to, you can even fly. Imagination will take you the most amazing places. It's okay if you're scared. Trust what you feel. Feel each feeling. Every emotion is there. Just do your best. No one will ask more than that. And if you don't try, you'll never know how far you can go. Dream big as the night sky full of stars. And when you discover things you love, you'll find true joy. And if you ever lose your way, or you don't believe you can, just look beside you. That's where I'll always be, cheering you on, and believing forever in the wonder that is you. So in this summertime, Daisy and Ariane are taking a well-deserved rest. So kids, young people are able to go to the back, to the activity table. The nursery is open for folks who want to be in there. And your toy basket is coming around. So yay, you all get to play today. So taking your 2 toys to play with during the service, and then feeling free to move around in this space.
Seek the truth, seek wisdom on the way. Cost what it will, come whence it may, with mind open wide and fully alive. Seek the truth and be free. Seek and be free. Seek the truth, seek wisdom on the way. Cost what it will, come whence it may, with all of your heart, the whole not a part. Seek the truth and be free. Seek and be free. Seek the truth, seek wisdom on the way. Cost what it will, come whence it may, with strength full and true, with all it asks of you. Seek the truth and be free. Seek and be free.
All right, some announcements about the life of this community, things you could get involved in, and yeah, how to stay connected through the week. So one is we're really grateful for all the ways you support SSUC, volunteering, giving money online or at the box, buying grocery cards. As for events coming up, one is Kids Spirit Summer Day Camp. That's coming up August 11 to 15. So ages 5 to 11, and we could not find a cost. We just think this is free. $75? That's not free, okay. Well, absolutely, $75, a bargain. So our kid Joven will be doing that, and if you're 5 to 11, consider joining Monday, all week mornings. Next, SSUC has a summer camp, Camp Dragonfly. This is for gender creative children and their pals and siblings, kids exploring gender, but it's just a regular summer camp here in this building and outside and at the pool. So that's August 22nd to 24th. If you have anyone to recommend that to or volunteers to send their way. Okay, one more from me. Property maintenance is requesting help with weeding. So if you want to get in the garden and do a little bit of weeding, be in touch with the office or property maintenance. If anyone else has an announcement, come on up, and Jude has a few as well.
Wonderful. Okay, some things that pertain to the last 3 weeks that we have spent with you. First of all, thank you. We've had such a great time getting to be with you each Sunday for the last 3 weeks. We're grateful for your presence. We're grateful for all of the kind words you have shared in the in-between time. And we'll miss you next week. And we'll know that you're in very good hands as well. So for some folks, we have often heard this question, but what is Emberwood? What are you doing? This is what we're doing. We work with all kinds of folks to help them get in touch with solitude, to give them an opportunity to connect to themselves, to get deeper meaning, a deeper spirituality, a more true sense of self. And we like to do that outside, typically. So if you ever think to yourself, what is Emberwood up to? We're over in our offices giving the exact same talk, just to a different group of people, and then asking them to go sit outside and have a think. And that could also be you. So you are always welcome to come to anything that we offer. We offer it wholeheartedly to you as well. We have a few things in the fall coming up right away. So come chat with one of us if you're curious about doing more of this and having more of these conversations. Then in that vein, for folks here in this room, our book sign-up is outside. So if you want to have a copy of the James Hollis book, Misery to Meaning. Yeah, From Misery to Meaning. The middle passage, we'll place a collective book order sometime this week, so get your name on that list. And if you are watching at home, you can send an email to Ainsley at the office and add your name to that book order as well. Then our very last thing to tell you today, we'll do a short sort of Q&A, probably in the lounge after the gathering today. So if you had more questions about anything that we talked about, the things that we do or are curious about, we would welcome you to join us in the lounge today. Probably between 11:30 or 11:45 we'll start and have kind of a deeper chat about the last 3 weeks. All right, I think that's everything. Yay, what a great community we have. We're so lucky. Go back to our tried and true today. We'll hear from two different folks to offer some wisdom for our living. First, we'll hear from contemporary poet Mary Oliver. Don't hesitate. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give into it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise, and not very often kind. And much can never be redeemed. And still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back. That sometimes something happens better than all the riches and power in the world. It could be anything. But very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. And then we go now to hear from James Hollis. Our last kind of week with this particular text, the middle passage. Connecting with the lost child. The influences of early childhood on the first adulthood have long been noted by psychologists. But insufficient attention has been paid to early experience as a potential source of healing during the middle passage. It is not that we have a single child within, perhaps hurt, frightened, codependent, or withdrawn in compensation, but a whole host of children, a veritable kindergarten, including the class clown, the artist, the rebel, the spontaneous child, at one with the world. Virtually all have been neglected and suppressed. Thus, therapy is often enhanced by recovering a sense of their presence. Surely this is one way to take Jesus' observation that to enter the kingdom of heaven, one must become a child again. Certainly, we also have to deal with our inner narcissistic child, our jealous child, our enraged child, whose eruptions are often embarrassing and destructive. But we have more likely forgotten the freedom, the wonderful naivete, the joy of life freshly lived. One of the most corrosive experiences at midlife is the sense of futility and joylessness that comes with routine. And frankly, the free child we carry is seldom welcome at the office, perhaps not even in the marriage. So most of all, if we are to heal ourselves, we have to ask what our spontaneous, healthy child wants. For some, the encounter with the free child will be easy. For others, the work will be difficult. So deeply buried is this denied essence. At midlife, one must finally ask the inner child what it needs, what it wants. Left behind during ego construction of the first adulthood is a natural orientation towards the world with many talents, interests, enthusiasms that go with it. Yes, we are rewarded for specialization, not only at work, but in our intimate relationships too. But the talent that was left behind, it heals when it is brought to the surface and utilized. Given the kaleidoscope character of self, only a few facets will ever be fully lived. This incompleteness is part of the existential tragedy, but the more that can be lived, the richer and fuller one's life will be. We have already noted how in midlife, the flow of feeling is often blocked by boredom or depression. This is really saying that our own nature is too narrowly channeled and has become dammed up. Where there is play, there is life force. Why is it that so many courtship scenes in films are a couple swinging on park swings, crashing into the surf, and acting like kids again? This cliche has its truth. Motivating the emerging relationship is the need and hope to connect with one's free child. And so the middle passage provides an unparalleled opportunity to ask, what would my inner child enjoy? Go back and take music lessons, take art class, talent be damned, rediscover play. As a friend of mine who interviewed a number of retirees once said, he never once heard the wish that one spent more time at the office. We can still attend to our outer obligations, work and relationship, but we must make time for the lost child. From these words, may we find wisdom for our living.
All right. Before I begin, once the basket comes around, can you send it back to the front? A couple people missed the toys, or if there's some left, you can take more. And as I speak, you'll see photos of folks from this group who sent in baby photos or child photos. So those will be, you can look at those while I do my reflection. And if you see your photo come up, you can send some love to your little one. So, folks in the booth, you can go through the baby photos and back and forth through them. Thanks. Yay, exactly. I'll think you're laughing at all my jokes and it'll just be looking at the photos. All right, here I go. An appointment I was at just last week on Monday had taken on a bit of a serious timber, so perhaps that's why the practitioner said as I left, how about making some space for joy? Can you set aside some time today just to play? I said that, why yes, I could indeed play. But I'll tell you that my heart sank at this brazen commissioning. Play, I thought. Well, absolutely not. I have to get home immediately. I have to write an important piece for this Sunday about play. So it's kind of ironic. So if you don't play for even 1 second after hearing me bang on, I certainly shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't fault you. Who could play as an adult? And we can't have a good time. It seems honestly quite rude at best, privileged hubris more like, when the world is going to hell, absolute hell in a handbasket right before our eyes. We shouldn't have a good time as the world burns. It wouldn't be right. Well, yes, perhaps, but let's just check how that's been going. Not having fun. Have you been finding that being anxious and angry and horrified about the world has been motivating you to take action? Maybe. Some people can channel anger and act, but for me, I just feel frozen. And how's it going at home? Maybe you are good at play, but how has it been going directing all the play towards the kids or grandkids with none of that energy going towards the partner or towards yourself? Creative eros misdirected is what psychotherapist Esther Perel calls it. Not eros sexually, but alive, playful energy. The creative flow of life, eros. This is the playful energy that made you think skinny dipping on the first date was a good idea. The eros, the alive feeling that had you staying up late alone, banging away, writing your novel. Remember that, your novel? Or the eros, the playful energy that had you skipping gym class with your friends to line up at Ticketmaster to make sure you could get to the concert of who'd you go to a concert of? Supertramp? I don't know your age. The Beatles? I'm not sure. And now, all this play, this creative energy going towards the kids, eros misdirected, with none of it flowing towards your partner or yourself. How are things going? You know, in the sack. Or creatively. And what about just personally? Life is short. Are you having a good time? Or life is long. Are you having a good time? So, if having a stressful time has not been working, maybe aiming towards a new way makes sense. And as author Gay Hendricks says, try it. And if you find you prefer suffering, you can always go back. So, now that we have an out, let's dive in. This is the last in our series exploring techniques to really nail solitude. Old Hollis there, in the book we heard from, suggests that positive time alone, solitude, is critical in the middle passage. The classic life transition called in pop culture the midlife crisis, that I'm sure for you was filled with sports cars and scandalous arm candy. If only, more likely it was filled with just retirement, maybe illness, and adult children who don't know how to answer a text. So he says you've got to be alone to know yourself and to sort through the rubble of these changes. And here are his top tips for tolerating the scary of solitude. They are, number one, yes, it's scary, do it anyway, which I don't find to be much of a tip, but at least it's clear. Number two, try to find the real you. That way, when a role ends, a role like your job or some kind of role, then your sense of identity doesn't end with it. And number three, the one we're looking at today, dealing with abandonment, which makes sense. It's really freaky to be on your own when feelings of abandonment arise. So learning to ease those feelings means we can engage with solitude. Okay, dealing with our abandonment. Maybe you don't resonate with the word abandonment. I didn't, but I did sob whenever my dad left to head back to Saskatchewan. I didn't think I had a problem with abandonment, but you know I'll bring up the juiciest thing at the therapist's right when it's time to leave, unconsciously trying to extend the stay. And if you don't like the word, take your pick of the others. It's called abandonment in integrative body psychology, or you could call it, it's called anxious attachment in attachment theory. And hey, it just can be called loneliness. Sad is real. We can agree on that. But what's wild is we can shift this feeling. We can have this feeling less often or less strongly. Turn the volume way down. At first, to fix it, you might just wish the need could be met. Find a partner, have that partner listen, have that partner actually listen. Have them listen more, be with them, more. You'll eventually find, though, that it's not found in the other. You'll start to notice that for some of us, like me, that abandonment makes for a bottomless pit. You can see it more easily in others. You have people in your life where you can just pour love at them and pour fixing and care and text into them, and it just doesn't seem to make a dent. So you pour more texts, and you pour crisis debriefing, and you pour in just 5 more minutes, and then you have to switch to, I really must go. You can pour all of that into them, and yet that ache, it seems, remains. That pull in the chest, that searching with the eyes for someone's eyes, that scrambly, desperate feeling. And I've felt that lots. Okay, so let's sort it out. They say this feeling comes from childhood because we all had separations, like birth, to name an obvious one. Carl Jung would suggest that major separations almost always create an inner child in us at the age that those events occurred. So for example, my inner little ones are a baby age because the event was I was taken away from my mom right to the incubator. I have another inner little that's age 3 when my sister Kath was born and we moved houses. And I have an inner 5-year-old maybe. I'm not sure what it's from. Maybe from my nanny moving out of the house. You don't need to know why, but you can kind of start to think about how old is my inner little one. And sometimes these children in me come out. I act and seem more like a kid. Now, slow down, you say. This is getting wacky. Is it? Or is it just an area that you haven't read much about yet? Many psychological modalities track this concept. And what about from your own personal experience? You've seen inner little ones being alive and well in adults many times. Recall when someone you love, their voice gets higher, like a child's, and they suddenly sound a bit whiny maybe. They want to be held, maybe they cry. This adult person seems like a child. Or your adult children come home for the holidays and suddenly you're hearing, "It's not fair," or "Stop bugging me," echo down the hall. Their inner teen is back out. Or that colleague or sibling of yours that's giving you the silent treatment again, like a petulant 3-year-old. So you might have thought of it as a certain mood that they're in, but another angle is that they've fallen into being their little one again, being overtaken by the past. Again, from various modalities, there's different terms in different fields. Some might say they're incomplex. Another modality might say they're fragmented. Another might call it triggered, the trauma of past abandonment being brought up now in the present. Now, not all crying is you as a little one. Things are sad. You absolutely can have a grounded adult cry. So to start to notice when it's your little one coming out, it takes more detective work this week, Murdoch. So some things you can watch for. You can watch for disproportionate reactions, like the reaction seems too big for the circumstance. Then you'll know you've been overtaken. Like for me, why was I sobbing when Dad said a regular goodbye? The high voice is a clue. And you can listen for certain phrases that sound like a kid, like, "That's not fair," or "You never such and such," or "You always blah, blah, blah." You can notice when you feel small. What circumstances are you in? Or let's be real, which people are you around? What or who sets you off? And then, what does your little one sound like? Does the little one in you cry, whine, stomp, go and hide? Mine hides in bed to cry, but actually wants to be found and held. Noticing, that's the first step to working with our little one to take care of our abandonment. To work with our little one to take care of our abandonment, to do solitude. So noticing, that's the first step. And just noticing is a huge win. Then once you've started to figure out when you're being little, the next thing to do is to try to start catching it sooner. If you can feel it coming on, you can start to soothe them. You can picture yourself as a little kid or look at your own photo and soothe them like you would any other little child. "Hey there, I see you. I'm here. I'm staying. I got you." A kind tone. Now, watch out. You don't just have an inner little. You know how it sounds like a couple people at least are sometimes debating in your head? That's normal. We all have a bunch of inner figures, not just the inner littles. So do not let your inner critic jump in here at this point and be mean to your inner little one. Send that inner critic off repeatedly. You are the adult here, you are core, and with a deep breath, and then some imagination, tell that critic to piss off and turn back to your inner little in your mind's eye, and send even more affirmations their way. So we can try this right now. Oh good, yes, this is the slide I want with all of our photos. And if yours isn't up there, you can picture the younger version of yourself in your mind. And then I'm gonna say a kind thing. I've got about 10 kind things, and I'll pop, and you can repeat the kind thing to your little one, because it's not from me, it has to be from yourself to yourself. Why? Because you're the big adult now. That's good news. You can take care of you. You can finally say all the things you needed to hear as a kid to yourself. And then for afterwards, we've got that table at the back, and you can write your favorite affirmation to take home. So you can do that afterwards or anytime. So as you listen now, what you're listening for is the ones that make your heart happy, or maybe even angry, any kind of sticky. Or if you're like, I don't believe that one. Ooh, that was one you probably missed as a kid. So watch for the ones that kind of make you feel a thing. Okay, I'm going to read them and I'll pause so you can say them to yourself. Here we go. From you to you. I love you. Oh, that's so wonderful. Let's repeat them inside, but I really like that. You are wanted. You are special to me. I see you and I hear you. It's not what you do, but who you are that I love. I love you, and I give you permission to be different from me. I'll take care of you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there even when you die. I'm staying. You don't have to be alone anymore. You can trust me. You can trust your inner voice. Sometimes I'll tell you no, and that's because I love you. You don't have to be afraid anymore. My love will make you well. I accept and cherish your love. I love you. So it's really hard to remember the ones that you need the most because you didn't get them. So afterwards you can write some down to remember to take home. So I plugged away at this for years, saying the good parent messages, writing them in my journal, and I went farther, intentionally heading outside, hand in hand with my little one in my mind's eye, off to smash around the woods on purpose, banging sticks, climbing trees, throwing rocks. I made a playlist of favorite songs from when I was a kid, like Bungalow Bill, Susie Lightning, Tower of Song, and I would put it on for him, and it all really helped. By inviting our little ones around consciously on purpose, it makes them less likely to invite themselves around unconsciously. Now, after this work, I just say bye to Dad. No tears. And before working with my inner figures, I spent so much time trying to keep my mom alive. And maybe you do this too. I was writing memories, wearing her clothes. I even followed her travel journal off to England and Israel, trying to talk to her. Huge sobs on the regular, grief bombs, you know? And all of this was important grieving, but I see now a lot of it was also about the concept of not having a mom. The feeling of abandonment, that loss, Hollis calls it at one point existential terror. And so once I began caring for myself, being my own parent, then I could start grieving Joyce, my mom, the person, not just dealing with the loss, the agonizing feeling of not having a mom. And it's the same with the death of a partner, writes Hollis, because we hoped they would love and care for us and never leave us too. So if we can do this, learn to be a loving parent to ourselves, to quell feelings of loss or being left, the whole world opens up. Remember our MO here, these last 3 weeks, being able to do solitude? If you can soothe your little one, it's easy to be alone. If you can ease and let go of any graspy feelings and chest tightiness, you can move on to the fun. Without feelings of abandonment, solitude is fun. It's total freedom. You could journal alone at a new sushi place. Why not? You could take an art class. Who cares if no one else you know is interested in joining? You're interested. You're free. This amazing world is waiting for you, even still. And not only that, you'll start to find that you're actually not alone. You're with you. You are with you. And you'll stay with you. But first things first, to get to this juicy feeling of being present to yourself, first be with your inner little. Like, get out that photo that you sent in, look at that kid and talk to him, say the kind parent messages to her, and also let them play. To do this, you play and imagine them with you. So you have your toys from today to play with, but also think back. Was it dolls you loved as a kid, or wished you could have as a kid? Or was it building forts? Think of what you really liked as a kid. That's what you might enjoy doing with them today. You could, and now you are an adult. You could go buy the most expensive Lego set. and you make the rules now. So play with the candle wax. Waste every match in the box. Join Taekwondo so you finally get to kick and punch. Play dress up in any clothes you want and spin that toilet paper off the rolls to your heart's content. Being childlike, not childish, childlike, is actually a necessary prerequisite to being even more grown up and more whole. Why? Because you won't be overtaken by your young self as often. You'll be more often at core your true adult self. And without feelings of abandonment, you'll be brave enough to go on a solo and sort out your messy, beautiful life. Yes, indeed, playing. It's the most serious thing you can do.
We're coming home to the spirit in our soul. We're coming home, and the healing makes us whole. Like rivers running to the sea, we're coming home. as we open vision to new sight. We're coming home, we're coming home. Hearing words born new unto each day, speaking bold where only silence lay. As we dare to rise and lead the way, we're coming home, we're coming home. To reclaim the thinking of our minds, leaving shackles lying far behind, bearing hope for every soul confined. We're coming home, we're coming home. We're coming home to the Spirit in our soul. We're coming home to the healing makes us whole. Like rivers running to the sea, we're coming home, we're coming home.
I invite everyone to join me in strengthening our intentions. We open to the sacredness at the heart of all, and to deep love and connection that unites us all. May we be faithful to the vision of building a better world, that there be daily bread to nourish all hunger, that we engage in the work of reconciling our past, forgiving ourselves and others, and experiencing healing in our pursuit of love and justice for all people. I didn't have it memorized beforehand. I was like, there's gotta be more. We trust that for every beauty, there are eyes to see it. For every truth, there are ears to hear it. For every injustice, there are hearts and hands to confront it. Being here, we let it be known that we want to be part of that kind of seeing and hearing, that kind of feeling and doing. May it be so. As we change the light, we pray for change, that the world and our own lives may change for the better, that we might be open and adapt to change, and that through our own actions we may be a force to create that change. May it be so.